In a busy town called Green Market, there was a very rich man named Mr. David. He owned the biggest supermarket in town. The shop was called Bright Mart. People came from many villages to buy food, clothes, and home items there. Mr. David was known as a smart businessman. He dressed in fine suits. He drove a black car. He lived in a large white house on the hill. But there was one thing that worried him. He kept hearing small complaints. Some customers said, "The workers are kind when the boss is around, but different when he is not." Some said, "They smile at rich people, but ignore the poor." Mr. David did not like that. He believed one strong thing. Respect should not depend on money. So one morning he made a strange plan. He decided to pretend to be poor. The next day, Mr. David did not wear his fine suit. He wore old shoes with small cracks. He wore a faded shirt. He carried a small cloth bag. He even walked instead of driving his car. He looked like a simple village man. No one recognized him. When he reached Bright Mart, he stood outside for a moment. He took a deep breath. "Today," he whispered, "I will see the truth." Inside the shop, 3 workers were on duty. There was Tom, the store manager, there was Anna, the cashier, and there was Ben, the young helper who packed goods. Tom was known for smiling at rich customers. Anna was quiet but polite. Ben was new and still learning. Mr. David walked slowly to the fruit section. He picked 2 apples and 1 banana. Tom saw him first. Tom looked at his old shoes. He looked at his faded shirt. Tom did not smile. Instead, he turned away and started arranging bottles that were already arranged. Mr. David noticed. He moved to the rice section. He lifted a small bag and asked softly, "Sir, please, how much is this?" Tom sighed loudly. "Price is on the paper. Can't you read?" Tom said without looking at him. Mr. David lowered his eyes. "I forgot my glasses at home," he replied gently. Tom rolled his eyes. "It is $5. If you don't have money, don't waste time." Mr. David nodded slowly. He walked away. Next, he went to the meat section. Anna was there. "Good morning," Mr. David said kindly. Anna looked at him. She saw his clothes, but she still smiled. "Good morning, sir. How can I help you?" Her voice was calm and warm. "I only have a small amount of money," he said. "Can I get a small piece of chicken?" Anna did not laugh. She did not look annoyed. She carefully weighed a small piece. "You can take this one. It is fresh," she said. "Thank you," he replied. She nodded. "You are welcome." Mr. David felt something warm in his heart. Then he went to the counter. Ben, the young helper, was there. Ben saw the small items. "Is that all, sir?" Ben asked. "Yes, my son," Mr. David answered. Ben packed the items carefully. While packing, he said quietly, "My father also buys small things like this. Every coin matters." Mr. David looked at him. Ben smiled shyly. "It is not about how much you buy," Ben continued. "It is about feeding your family." Mr. David almost forgot he was acting. He felt proud. Suddenly, something unexpected happened. A rich woman walked in. She wore gold jewelry and expensive perfume. Tom quickly rushed to her. "Welcome, madam," he said loudly. "Please come this way. We have new imported goods." His voice was now sweet like honey. The rich woman looked at Mr. David standing near the counter. She frowned. "Why is this poor man standing in front?" she asked. Tom laughed nervously. "Sorry, madam, he's just finishing." Mr. David heard everything. He paid for his items quietly. Anna handed him the change carefully. Ben carried the small bag to the door. "Have a good day, sir," Ben said sincerely. Mr. David nodded. "You too, my son." Then he walked away. The next day, everything changed. A black car stopped in front of Bright Mart. The workers stood straight. Mr. David stepped out. this time wearing his fine suit. Tom smiled widely. "Good morning, sir." Anna bowed her head politely. Ben stood still in surprise. Mr. David walked inside slowly. He called for a meeting. All workers gathered. Mr. David looked at each of them. "Yesterday," he began calmly, "I came here dressed as a poor man." Silence filled the room. Tom's face turned pale. Anna looked shocked. Ben's eyes grew wide. "Yes," Mr. David continued, "I came to see how customers are treated." He turned to Tom. "When I asked for help, you ignored me." Tom started shaking. "Sir, I—" Mr. David raised his hand gently. "You judged me by my clothes?" Tom lowered his head. Then Mr. David turned to Anna. "You treated me with respect." Anna said softly, "Every customer matters, sir." Mr. David nodded. Finally, he looked at Ben. "You showed kindness without knowing who I was." Ben swallowed nervously. "I was only doing my job, sir." Mr. David smiled. "No, you were doing more than your job. You were showing character." Then Mr. David said something they would never forget. "In this shop, we do not serve money. We serve people." He paused. "A person with small coins deserves the same respect as a person with gold." He turned to Tom. "You are a good worker, but you must change your heart. I will give you one more chance." Tom's eyes filled with tears. "Thank you, sir. I will change." Then Mr. David made a big decision. He promoted Anna to assistant manager. He made Ben the head of customer care. And he created a new rule in Bright Mart: treat every customer like family. Weeks passed. Bright Mart became more popular. People said, "That shop treats everyone with respect." Sales increased. But more important than money, trust increased. One evening, Mr. David stood outside the store. He saw a poor farmer walk in. Tom greeted him kindly. Anna helped him choose goods. Ben carried his bag with a smile. Mr. David smiled to himself. He learned something powerful. Money can build a business, but character builds a future. And sometimes, to know the truth, you must wear old shoes.